Have you ever seen in the shadows of skyscrapers the shadows of weary people trudging along? Have you ever heard in the gentle whisper of the waves at La Jolla Cove the painful groans of people struggling without shelter? This stark contrast is not only real but also exists even in a place praised with the gorgeous name sunny San Diego, making me more bleak when mentioning the homeless people struggling on street corners, under bridges. So why do they live in such circumstances? Is it because of laziness, addiction, or crime? Or is there something we haven't mentioned yet? Let's dig deeper into the hidden truth behind it, so that no one is left behind. If you find this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support the unseen stories. The scale and characteristics of homelessness in San Diego. San Diego faces a growing homelessness crisis, with over 10,800 people reported homeless at the start of 2025, marking a 4% increase from the previous year. This rise highlights the ongoing challenges the city confronts despite its reputation as a sunny coastal paradise. Approximately 60% of these individuals lack official shelter, living outdoors or in makeshift encampments scattered beneath freeway overpasses, near popular tourist spots, public parks, and in downtown areas. These locations reveal a stark contrast between vibrant city life and the harsh realities faced by many. The homeless population in San Diego is diverse, encompassing elderly individuals, veterans struggling with physical and mental health issues, and families pushed to the edge by economic hardship. This diversity reflects the complexity of the crisis and the wide range of people affected. Demographically, about 58% identify as white, 34% as Hispanic or Latino, and 22% as Black or African American, illustrating how homelessness intersects with race and socioeconomic factors in multifaceted ways. Understanding these numbers and the lives behind them is essential as we delve deeper into the root causes fueling this persistent crisis. Why San Diego's homelessness crisis keeps getting worse. One of the most pressing factors fueling the homelessness crisis in San Diego is the soaring cost of housing. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment has climbed well above $2,800 per month, making it nearly impossible for many residents to afford a stable place to live. This staggering figure puts immense pressure on low and middle-income workers who are already struggling to make ends meet. As rent rises, families are forced to spend more than half of their income just on housing, leaving little for other essentials like food, healthcare, and transportation. Meanwhile, wages for many in the service and blue-collar sectors have remained stagnant or grown very slowly, failing to keep pace with the skyrocketing cost of living. People working full-time jobs as baristas, delivery drivers, or retail clerks find themselves trapped in a cycle where earning more doesn't necessarily translate into better living conditions. This disconnect between income and housing costs creates a precarious situation where a single unexpected expense, such as a medical bill, car repair, or job loss, can quickly push a family or individual into homelessness. While affordable housing projects lag far behind, this imbalance leaves a huge gap in the market for low-cost rental units that working-class families desperately need. The shortage of affordable homes means many are forced into temporary shelters, overcrowded living situations, or even onto the streets, deepening the cycle of instability and despair. Beyond economics, personal struggles and systemic failures also play a significant role in driving homelessness. Nearly half of the unsheltered population in San Diego faces serious mental health challenges. Conditions like depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder are common but often go untreated due to lack of access to care. Additionally, over a third of those experiencing homelessness are dealing with substance use issues, which both contribute to and are exacerbated by their living conditions. The intersection of mental illness and addiction creates barriers to finding and maintaining housing, employment, and support networks. Taken together, these factors reveal the complex and interconnected roots of San Diego's homelessness crisis. Understanding these deep causes is essential as we explore further how to address and eventually solve this urgent problem. Human stories behind the numbers. Behind the staggering numbers of homelessness in San Diego are real people, each carrying a unique and often heartbreaking story. Take the veterans, for example. Many come home burdened not only by the physical scars of war, but also by the invisible wounds of PTSD. Unfortunately, the support systems meant to help them often fall short, leaving these men and women to face their struggles largely alone. Their bravery and service contrast sharply with the neglect they encounter once back home. Then there are single mothers who find themselves caught in a downward spiral after life-altering events like divorce or job loss. Suddenly responsible for their children, without a stable income or place to live, they turn to shelters, hoping to provide some semblance of safety for their family. The stress of instability and the daily challenge to meet basic needs weigh heavily on these women, yet their stories rarely make the headlines. Elderly individuals also form a significant part of the homeless population. Many have depleted their life savings due to mounting medical bills or simply can't keep up with the soaring cost of living. Without close family or community support, these seniors find themselves isolated and vulnerable, facing harsh conditions that no one should have to endure in their later years. Which of these stories resonated with you the most, and why? Have you or someone you know ever experienced or witnessed a similar situation? Behind the policies, why San Diego's homeless crisis persists. The current system and policies addressing homelessness in San Diego face significant challenges that hinder their effectiveness. Housing programs, healthcare services, and income assistance are often bogged down by complex administrative procedures and long waiting periods. This red tape delays critical support for those in urgent need, leaving many vulnerable individuals stuck in limbo without timely aid. Furthermore, poor coordination among various agencies means that people seeking help frequently fall through the cracks, receiving incomplete or fragmented services that fail to address their full range of needs. Public investment in affordable housing remains far below what is required to meet the growing demand. Despite the city's recognition of the crisis, funding and resources for low-cost housing projects are insufficient, and bureaucratic hurdles slow the development of new units. In addition, the controversial 2023 ban on public camping sparked heated debate, as it criminalized many of the unsheltered population without providing enough shelter beds to accommodate them. This policy has led to forced removals and fines that exacerbate the trauma experienced by homeless individuals, rather than offering meaningful solutions. These systemic issues highlight the gap between policy intentions and real-world impact. They show that tackling homelessness is not only about passing laws or allocating funds, but requires thoughtful, coordinated action that centers on dignity and practical support. Understanding these challenges sets the stage for exploring the community efforts and innovative solutions that strive to make a real difference in the lives of San Diego's homeless population. Community efforts and solutions. Across San Diego, numerous nonprofit organizations, churches, and volunteer groups tirelessly work to support people experiencing homelessness. Their efforts range from providing meals and basic necessities to offering counseling and job training, creating a network of hope for those in need. These community-driven initiatives play a crucial role in filling gaps left by overwhelmed public services. One notable approach has been the development of temporary housing solutions, such as small cabin villages near SeaWorld. These modest yet secure shelters provide more than just a roof. They offer privacy, safety, and access to vital support services, including medical care and case management. For many, these cabins mark the first step toward rebuilding stability and dignity. Transition programs have successfully helped over 1,800 individuals move from the streets into temporary or permanent housing. These programs focus on personalized support, ensuring that each person receives the resources needed to maintain housing and work towards self-sufficiency. Additionally, the Bridge to Home project, in partnership with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, has spearheaded the development of over 3,000 affordable housing units. This large-scale effort addresses the urgent need for accessible homes and demonstrates the power of collaboration between federal and local agencies. Together, these efforts showcase the community's commitment to tackling homelessness with compassion and practical solutions. But what more can be done to expand these successes and reach those still left behind? How can you contribute to making a lasting difference? Current challenges and future prospects in addressing homelessness. Balancing urgent needs with community consensus is a huge challenge, but with a spirit of innovation and sustained collaboration, we can still create sustainable change. The need for affordable housing in San Diego far exceeds the available supply, with estimates showing a shortfall of nearly 96,000 units. This massive gap leaves countless families struggling to find a stable place to live. Local communities often resist new housing projects, fearing that developments might lower property values or change neighborhood dynamics. This pushback slows progress and complicates efforts to address the crisis effectively. On top of community opposition, complicated policies and lengthy approval processes further delay construction and implementation of much-needed housing. Navigating bureaucratic hurdles can stall projects for years, making solutions feel frustratingly out of reach. Despite these challenges, activists, government officials, and community members maintain a cautious optimism. They believe that with persistent coordination and innovative policy changes, meaningful progress is possible. The path forward demands sustained collaboration, creative approaches, and a willingness to rethink outdated systems. Of San Diego hopes to close the housing gap and provide dignity to its most vulnerable residents. Faced with these challenges, now is the time to look ahead and call for action to build a brighter future for homeless people. Call to action and the future. Housing is a fundamental human right, not a reward for meeting conditions or navigating broken systems. Without stable shelter, health, safety, and opportunity all become harder to access. We must shift focus from politics and profit to the people most affected. Everyone can help by volunteering, donating, or pushing for policies that prioritize housing and support. The crisis in San Diego is both a warning and a call to action for other cities. It shows how fragmented systems fail and why dignity must come first. Our goal should be cities where everyone has a safe, stable place to call home. Achieving that requires not just buildings, but compassion, commitment, and truly listening to those left behind. Building on the powerful community efforts and grassroots solutions already happening across San Diego, it's clear that true progress demands more than just local will. It requires national responsibility and a long-term vision. San Diego is not alone. Homelessness is part of a growing crisis that touches nearly every corner of America, from major cities to rural towns. To truly confront this issue, bold federal action is essential. The government must increase funding for public housing through HUD, expand the Housing First model nationwide, and overhaul our mental health and addiction care systems. These steps must be part of a larger, coordinated national strategy, one that treats homelessness with the urgency of a natural disaster or a public health emergency. But a long-term solution goes beyond building more homes. It requires rebuilding a system that puts people before profit, compassion before bureaucracy, and dignity before delay. We need a shift in values that sees housing not as a privilege, but as a human right. Because if one of the wealthiest nations on earth can't ensure shelter for its own citizens, we have to ask, where did we go wrong? That brings us to the next question. What can each of us do to help, right now? Conclusion. Looking at San Diego's homelessness crisis, what do you think we can do to make a real difference? How can each of us, no matter how small, contribute to building a safer, more compassionate community? Has society truly put people above economic and political interests? Have you ever stopped to see and hear the stories of those experiencing homelessness around you? If given the chance, what would you do to help? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join us on this journey of understanding and change. Together, we can spark hope and create homes for a better future.